Recording in progress.
All right. So today, I'll spend about 20 to 30 minutes. So first to demonstrate the key steps of modeling a house. And then hopefully I get some time to show you the advanced video, which is model a trash can. So the trash can, it has a special textures that we will have to make. Can I make close the door, please? Thank you. Sorry. Yes, please. Okay, so basically from the link, you'll find the floor plan. Okay, and here's the house references. So basically this floor plan is not actually the floor plan of this house. Okay, just so you know, because you can see that it's different. So the door is more like shifting to the right here, and it has two windows on this side, but the actual house is not. So I just found these images online, and floor plans are similar to this building. So, you know, basically I'm gonna use the floor plan as a start point, and this image of the building is just a reference. Okay, so stop what you're doing on your hand, and let's just see. I'll model very fast, and so basically there's a few things I need to highlight. First is the duplication special. As you know, when you have the stairs, right? Each stair has the same distance, right, to another. So in that case, if you just manually duplicate them and place them in location, it will be super hard. So you're going to try something called duplication special, which will allow you to set a specific number and for duplication and how far you want to move each duplicated object or how you want to rotate each duplicated object is very convenient. Okay, and I'll also show you like a tools like a poke, which will allow you to make square shapes on the surface of objects, and then you can dig hole to make the trash can. Okay, so remember for the first step, if I want to get started with this, with the floor plan, I'm gonna go to the top view, right? And then I'm gonna load the image as an image plan. So here I'll find the blueprint, which is here. And I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. Probably about this size, okay? And I'm gonna slightly move it down a little bit. So here, when I create a polygon plan, it's gonna be on top of it. Here we go. All right, and then I'll go back to the top view, press 4 key so I can see through the plan. Here I forgot one thing. For this plan, I forgot to narrow down its subdivisions. So by default, subdivision width and height is 10, which I don't want. So I wanted it to be a clean plan, right? So now it's good for me to start to work on it. So first, the mouse. Okay, the mouse doesn't work. So first, I'm going to use the insert edge node tool to insert the edges along the floor plan here. And I think I'll also temporarily check off grid. So only the floor plan image will show up. Okay. So when you insert edge nodes, make sure you draw edge node along the other edges. So insert edge on another edge. Okay. So I'll do this very quick. I think this is all 9 of it. And then once you've done, just hit the return key and enter key, and then Q key to quit. And then here I'm going to switch it to face selection mode and delete all the faces that I don't need. right? So this face is for outline. I don't need them. And then I only have this part, and I'll delete this face probably, this one, this one, this one. Okay, so now here we go. So I have this structure, this basic structure, but there are windows, doors, so I have to cut them. So here is the door. So I'll go back to object mode, and I'll go back to insert edge selection tool, insert edge loop tool, and cut it here. And here's a window. I'll cut the window and this window. And maybe here, there's a door. So I'll cut here and here. And here's two windows. So I'll cut it here. And one at here, one at here. Okay. And top. And here as well. Okay, so just double check to make sure everywhere has this. Okay, cool. And I'm gonna hit QK to quit and switch back to, oops, QK to quit the tool, switch back to face selection mode and delete the actual faces that you don't need. And door, okay, the face at the door, I delete it. But for the window, I'll keep the face. Okay, because I only want the subdivisions, I still want to keep this face. And then you can jump back to your perspective view, okay? And then you can double click to select all the faces. And here, edit, mesh, extrude. And you can put the thickness. And here, let me try. Okay, since I'm not measuring the exact number, the very accurate number, so I'll just put a number here that based on my interest. So here I'll try maybe 14. 14 is too high. Too tall, maybe 13. Okay, so it's kind of a small wood cabin. Okay, and then here's supposed to be the window, and then I'll decide how high the window is. So this is probably about like a 1/3 of the height to the top of the wall. So it probably gonna be sit at here actually, and one at here. Okay, so that will be where the window gonna located. And also for the door, I don't want it, to open like this. So I'm going to close it here. So here I'm going to bridge the wall. All right. So here I'm going to dig the hole for the window. So here will be the window, right? The two window in the front. If you take a look of the floor plan, here's the two window. And on the back, there's also two window, I believe, here and here. You can see that. Okay. So now we open the window. Is there a window in the side? Yes, we have on the side, which is here. One here, one here. Okay, and then for the door, I'm gonna delete this face on the top. This face, excuse me, on the top. And then I'm going to double click to select all the edges on this side and hold on Shift and double click on the edge on this side. And then I'm gonna go to edit mesh and bridge them together. So here we go. And same thing for here, I'm gonna delete this face, and this one, and this one. So I delete them. Okay. And is there anywhere else? No. Okay, I think it's just these places. So I'm going to go back to edge selection mode. Select here, bridge. Here, bridge. Okay. So this is for the door. And for the window, as I have digged the hole, so I have to fill the gap on the side. Okay. So I'm going to use the bridge as well to bridge the edge loop on each side. Okay. So here's the window on this side and window on this side. And window on this side here. Okay, so now basically this is the basic structure of it. And then we're going to talk about the roof. Okay, so let's make the roof very fast. I'm going to just start with a cube. Okay, the cube and bring it up. And I just change it along the z-axis and the x-axis. So it totally depends on how long you want it to be and how wide. I think it's going to be a little bit, oops, sorry. It's going to be a little bit wider than the base, something like this. Okay. And I'm going to make it a little bit thinner because this is supposed to be roof. Okay. And also make a duplication. So for the duplicated one, I'm going to use it for the floor plan, for the floor. Okay, so here we go. So that's the floor. And for the roof, we're going to cut it here and we're going to raise it up like this. So the center structure. So I'll use the insert edge node tool as well and cut in the middle. Okay. And then with this edge node remain selected, a W key to bring it up. Okay. So it depends on how steep you want it. I think this should be good. No, this is too much. Okay. Maybe a little bit lower. And then let's see. Okay, for this side it's totally good. And then the other side, I think I'm going to lower it down a little bit. So I'm going to switch to vertex selection mode and bring it forward, bring it down. So this will be the balcony. Okay. And also for the floor, I think I'm going to extend it a little bit, right, to cover this area. So that is, I'm referencing this image. So here's the balcony. Okay, so now let me go very quick. So here I want to seal the top. Okay, I want to seal the top. So first thing I can do is I can just duplicate the floor plan and make the ceiling. I'm going to seal the ceiling. And I think in this case, it could be easier if you switch to vertex selection mode. So you can make it a match with the size of your roof, of your ceiling. Okay, and then goes this side. And I'm going to push it in like this. And then this side, I'm going to push it in like this. Okay, so now I've sealed the ceiling. And then we have another issue. So here's the gap at here, right? So we want to close this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the face selection mode, select all the faces on the top. Okay, but right now, it's very hard for me to just click and select. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all the face from the side and then hold down Control to deselect the faces here. So only the faces on the top are going to remain selected. See? All right. So I'm going to go extrude. So extrude one. Oh, looks like I made some mistake. Okay, sorry, I forgot to deselect the faces on this side. So it's always better that if you want to do this, it's always better that you go to the front view or side view, okay, of your model. So by doing that, it will be easier for you to see your model, right? So I'm going to go to select the wall, go to the face selection mode, select all the faces here, and then hold on Control to deselect the faces on the side. So only the faces on the top can remain selected. So this way it'll be very accurate. Because if I do it in the perspective view, it's going to have distortion or perspective issue, right? So now I can go extrude and push it up. Okay, I'll just do it this way. And then, you know what? I can select the roof and maybe just switch the center this way a little bit. The reason why I do this is because I want to align it with this wall. See, the wall has this structure. And then I'm going to go to the side view again. Here, go to the side view again, press 4 key. So I can see the vertices, right? And then I'm going to go to the vertices and just move all the vertices down here, down, move it down here, move this down, and just put it in the roof. Okay, here down, here a little bit more, here. Okay. Since this is just for demonstration, so I'll just make it a rough model. I will not make it very, very accurate. So just let you know. This is how it looks. Basically, I sealed the wall on the side. And if you go into the building, you can see that on top of the building, we have the ceiling. Okay, so when you create a virtual tour, when your audience walk in this house, they will never be able to see the roof when they are in the house. They will only be able to see the roof, the ceiling. And on the side, here, the wall have sealed the side, you know. Okay. And basically you can refine it a little bit. For example, the roof here, you can extend it if you feel you want it to be a little bit longer. So I can extend it a little bit. And for the side as well. So if you want it to be a little bit wider, you can do that definitely. Okay, so I think that's the basic structure here. And then to create a column, we're gonna start with a cube. I'm gonna bring it here. Okay, and let's just give it a height, and I want to make it thinner, a little bit thinner, and I'll put it here maybe, and I can lower down the top part. Okay, so that is the this side. Oops, sorry. Object move. Always make sure you move the whole object. One at here, one at here, this direction. Okay, and then maybe one at here. Let me take a look at the floor plan. So for the floor plan, so one at here maybe, and also the reference image. Let's see, we have a gap at here, so the audience can walk in. So probably, okay, probably at here. So we have the door open and one at here. Okay, and then make a duplication and rotate it 90 degrees. So you can put your number right here, 90 degrees. So it's gonna be horizontal. And lower it down a little bit and make it longer. So this will be the horizontal frame, okay, for the balcony. And then you can make a duplication and bring it here, and then make it shorter. Okay, so you're gonna insert with the other column. And for safe, you can select both of them and just to make it thinner, say make it thinner so it's actually inserted into there. Okay, and then let me think. And then I'm going to select this one and make a duplication and rotate. Okay, and rotate 90 degrees along this axis. So put 90. So here we go. And I'm going to bring it this side and I'm going to make it shorter. Okay, and just make a duplication and bring it to the other side. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about duplication special. So now we have the basic structure here. Let me turn on the ambient occlusion. So now you can see the shadows. Okay, so now I want to make a sequence of column at here at the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to select one and I'm going to shrink it. Definitely, I'm going to shrink it, make it thinner and shorter and bring one at here. Okay, so the first one will be here, right? So now let's decide. I'm going to decide how much, the distance I want to move. First, I'm going to freeze the transformation. After I freeze it, so now the translate X, Y, Z all are zeroed out. And then if I hit Command D to make a duplication and move it about this distance, I can see the number translated X is set as 1.7. Let's just try 1.5. So we have a kind of a more easier number to remember. So for 1.5, we have this distance, right? And I feel I like it. So I want all the columns have distance like 1.5. And keep in mind, take a look at the number. It's on translated X. So that means I'll have to move it on the X axis for 1.5 units. So I'm going to delete it. So now I'm going to select the first one and go to edit, go to duplicate special and go to the setting. So here is how many copies you want to make. So here, let's say if I want to make 10 copies, and for each copy, I want them to move along X axis for 1.5 units, right? I don't want each duplication to move on Y or Z. I don't want them to rotate. I don't want them to scale up or down on each of the axes. So this is the basic setting. And Okay, and then if I click on apply, see now you're going to duplicate 10 of them. I think I can make more, so I'm going to Command Z, go back. So try 14, close, go back, and maybe 15. Oops, sorry, 15. Okay, 15. So now it's good. Okay, so I'm gonna close, and then I'm gonna select this one and hit Command D, make a duplication, just place it here, and then duplicate that one and bring it here, and first insert it into here, maybe make it thinner. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing. So first I'm going to modify phrase transformation. All right, so now zero out the translate value, make a duplication and move it about 1.5 units. So now you can see that it's moving along translate Z. So if I put minus 1.5, what minus 1.5, it looks good. Okay, so that means it's gonna be on Z axis, minus 1.5. So I'm gonna delete this one, select the original one, and go to edit and duplicate special. So this time I'm going to edit reset setting because I don't want the older setting, which is duplicate 15 translate X 1.5. I don't want those settings. Okay, so reset setting. So now I'm going to put translate Z for minus 1.5. And I want to make maybe 6 duplications. And here you go. So 6 is too much. So I just click on empty spot in the scene, Command Z to go back. So maybe just a 4. Looks great. All right. So now you got an idea. So now I can just make a duplication and flip it to the other side. Okay. So here we go. Okay. So if you want to make it a fence, you're going to use the same way. If you want to make it a stair, that's the same way. Okay. Duplication special will make it very easy, very fast. Okay. So that's the house, and let's make it other stuff. So I'm gonna save it house, and then I'm gonna start with a new scene. So for the trash can, I don't think I have reference image in there. Okay, anyway, so for the trash can, let's start with a cylinder. Okay, with a cylinder, and let's make it taller, and then okay, maybe about this size, and then I want to make the top thicker. Okay, so that will be the basic shape. Okay, so maybe it's better if I can show you what how the trash can looks like in the end. So I'll give you some idea. Okay, here. So yeah, the internet is not very good. Anyway, I'll just make a screenshot. So basically, here's the reference image. So I want the trash can to be hollowed right in the center, and the top and the bottom is not. Okay, it's just a screenshot of the thumbnail, so it's not very resolution. Oh, here we go. So this is the final shape I want to achieve. It looks a little bit complex, okay, but if you creatively model it, it can be very easy. Okay, so first, if I use insert edge node tool to knock the top, knock the bottom, okay, so I will only change the center part. Okay, and I don't think I need the top, so I'm gonna select all the faces along here, deselect the side, and delete the faces on the top. Okay, and then I'll switch back to object mode and hold on shift and go to insert edge node tool, but this time I'm going to go to the tool settings. So this time I want to insert multiple edge loops, and I want to equal divide each of the edge loops. So here let's try multiple edge loops, and if I try 5, if I click, so you're gonna divide this edge by 5 edge loops, equally divided by 5. If you don't like it, just Command Z, go back, and maybe try 7. Yeah, 7 looks better. Okay, once you're done, hit QK to quit, and here we go. Okay, and then I want to select all of the edges. So go to edge selection mode. I want to select all of the edges on the side, but I don't want to select the edge on the bottom. So I'm going to go to the front view maybe. And this way, I will be able to grab the edges only in the center. Okay, only in the center. And I want to save my selection. So you will know, you will see why I do this. So I'm going to save the selection. So I go to edit, go to create and set. Basically, create and set, it will quick selection set. So it will save your selection. So I'll say selection today is 15th. Okay. And okay. And hold on, let me see if I created it or not. So here I'm going to go to quick select. Oh, here you go. Okay, so now I created it. And then I'm going to select all the faces in the center. Again, it will be easier to do it in the side view. So I'm going to select all the faces here. And then I'm going to go to edit mesh. And this time I'm going to try poke. So what poke is, if I do edit mesh poke, see, it's going to connect the points, each points, not vertically, not horizontally, but tilted line. Okay, so you're going to have this tilted line. And then you know what I'm going to do? I want to delete those vertical line. I want to delete those horizontal line. Well, you can do this. You can double click and try to select the edge node, but now it doesn't work because you already divided the edges. So you have to manually select each of those vertical lines and horizontal lines. It will be very time consuming. So I'm going to just go to the select and where you go, select and quick selection. Oh, here, quick select set. This is a selection set I have saved earlier, right? So I can just apply quick selection set. Is going to give back the selections. So I'm going to delete. So now I only have these edges, which is great. So I'm going to go back to the front view or side view, and I'm going to select them in face selection mode. All right. So all the faces on the side. And then I'm going to go to edit mesh and extrude. Okay. Extrude, try change offset, but see, it looks weird. Okay. So I want to change the keep faces together. I want to turn it off. I don't want it to be on. So if I turn keep faces together off, basically when you extrude, all the faces, they will be divided. Excuse me. All the faces will be divided. And then now if I change the offset, so because all the faces, they are not connected, right? So I can do them individually. And then I can just delete. So here now I have this hollow structure. And then what else? Okay, so the final step, I think, is just select the whole thing and edit mesh and extrude and make a thickness. Here we go. All right. So now you see here I created a selection set. The reason why I created a selection set is because later on it's very hard to select all of those vertical edge nodes or horizontal edge nodes. So I store the selections first, and then after I did the poke to make the tilted line, I can just select all of the vertical and horizontal lines with one setting, and then I can delete, and then I can select all the faces and extrude. So this time when I extrude, I make sure to turn off keep faces together, so I can extrude them individually, and then I delete. And then you're gonna have this shape, this hollow shape. Okay, so the trash can is the advanced video. Here you're gonna see canvas. Okay, and the basic one is model the house. All right, so now I want you to get started to work on the first one. If you're able to finish everything in the first video and then move on to the advanced video. Okay. Yeah, I see someone else also has questions. You full screen? Full screen mine or? Okay. That is when you full screen switch it to natural. Sometimes full screen. Well, oh, yeah, I do. So yeah, it looks like it's a full screen when full screen Maya. I don't think it's a program class. Maybe it's just the Mac computer is not very compatible with the used version of Maya, so full screen shows. Okay, so if you want to insert actually, because it is the insert edge on another edge, so you have to so first you have to hey guys, it's better not full screen your Maya software. It looks like Mac computer is not very compatible with the new version of Maya, so sometimes you can turn your screen to white with your full screen. So you'll use the interaction plan click on the edge because it is the insert edge, so it will have to see on the edge on insert edge.
Yeah, I was making a shift in the city,
Sure. That sometimes is becoming confusing from your talk. When you have the image class and the actual mesh. There we go. There we go. Okay. So here's your plan. So so we're gonna shift right click and this interaction. So you have to do it in object mode. In object mode, we're gonna shift and right click. And then we have to click on the edge. If you click in the center, it doesn't work because you won't have to insert the edge on another edge. So here, and then now you can click on this edge. Right here. Yes. So it's better if you go to the bottom. You don't have to. You have the same. You don't have to attach. So if you just click on somewhere else, it doesn't work. So you have to insert it as And let's see. Maybe I'll leave this one. Computers always have some issue. Yeah, it's actually to the issue problem. Have you saved it? Did you full screen earlier? Yes, yes. That's the problem. So there are maybe on the desktop. Just if you have something, then just save it. And wait. And then wait over. And then you just open it. Once it opens, that will come up. If you have progress now. So don't full screen. Okay. I see several students full screen, and then you kind of I don't know what happened. It's just place a different window in different desktop. Going to show different desktop. We want to make a map. Yes. So now here I'm going to click on this one. So this one is go back to the core window view. And this one. So I think maybe you kind of open on something, open that notes. So that's then if you have any progress. So here. There we go. Okay. So now it will help you load it. You want to see the detail here?
Yeah, what is it not?
It would be easier if you did 2 quick temporarily, and for example, if you're in here, so this will be the right page. Oh, yeah, because we're getting markers. So now we get the optimal country and then up here. And then use a washing key and
Yes, thank you.
What do you mean? Insert type? Okay. Yeah. So first you'll make sure you are in object. This is good because your base is showing this line. Then you're talking and then on sheet. With this tool, you'll have to click on the edge. You want to click insert edge on it. And then you click on other places. So you want to click on the edge. You want to go past. Yeah. Say it again. Great. Okay. Go to show. Yes. So you can turn off anything that is going to show there. Really fast. That's great. Very benefits. What's up here? Okay, so you want to take that here, right? So it looks like you actually made it this. So that's why you put it inside the actual here. Does that make sense? Yeah. Let me show you. So oh, you already fixed through this one.
Yeah, the other part was why I didn't realize it. But I was just missing that wall. I was trying to add it
Yeah.
to it.
So let's get two to three. And what I want to do to fix this is I want to go back to the foundry, make everything on top. So okay. Okay, I got it. So what I'm gonna do is so I just anyway, so this is the what I want to fix. So I basically I remake this one for it. Here's the floor plan. So in this scenario, you actually looks like you actually made it space. So what I'm gonna do is I select this one. And I will these are the points that represent this space to actually make it right. Then switch back to the back here. Now you should allow me to add. Add here. And then we have this address. Add in that. So now you have this whole thing. So you can go back to this direction. What that is here. Directional and so we need to select all physics. Now when you pick through, you're gonna have a folder. So all the folder is because we can actually make it symmetry. Yes. You have all this one. Yes. Okay. So that's one thing I mentioned. In another first step, what do you will have to do? So, you did it. Okay, yours is down. That's great. So, whatever you create in plan, you already have these subdivisions, right? So, make sure you just go back to here. Input, change the subdivision weight back to 1. Because by default, it's going to give you 10 subdivisions. Yeah. Then you can come back here, right? 4, you can keep through it. And I'm going to shape slightly, and so you can do, and you can select very fast. And so this is the top view, and I only want to see the image back, not the default grid. This default grid is just going to assure things, right? So you can go to show and all the grid. Like it could be easier to create one. And then you can just repeat and insert axis. And here are 2. Okay, and once you're done, see now I'm okay. Can you do that for me? I have to access on that. Okay, let me show you. How this tool works is you can click on somebody's spot because this is insert edge. So if you want to insert edge, you'll have to click on the edge in order to insert edge. Does that make sense? So if you want to insert this way, then you have to count here. If you want to insert it here, you have to count it here. So you don't have to click on the edge in order to add the edge. Add this here. There you go. 1, 2, oh. And here you need 1. Here. Yes, yes. Okay. I think that's it. We're done. It's 2 case. Okay, now you're okay. And then you can switch it to this selection. Yes, or because you can help you, so you can go back to study, right? On an object, then you can go to this selection. And then you can eliminate this spaces you don't want, right? But you want to use here. You can use it, and it will help you to turn on other faces. Okay, and here this one and this one. Oh yes. And what else? Okay, hold on. Don't delete. So now as we have cleaned out this space, right? So if we continue to delete, we're going to delete the folder, right? Which we don't want to command G to go back. So we still want something here. So that means we will have to add more subdivisions. So you'll have to, yeah. So we'll have to let's go back to audio mode, and then in audio mode here, for the shift and writing and go back to user address. So there was one. So here maybe one. By doing that, you do things. By doing that, and then next, and then in the center. Go back to this. Also here and it's also like national flag because we have a class and here maybe also you need one and here you need two the color window and here you need two the color window. That makes sense. So here let me tell you something. So I got to move it down more so we don't know distract or connection. So now I want you to go back to here, open the interact mode. So select this one, and then hold on shift and right click and go to the right. So hold on shift. Right. So here is the one. This is the camera guy. And the window. Oh, not this way. Not this way. Yeah. Okay. This window is 2 and here is 2. Okay. Who else has question? Now when you're done, hit Q K. Okay, and then you can hit space. Just and then put it right here and space. Okay. So what you can do now? Oh, okay. So you can just right click on here. Whenever you right click on the model, it's now it's select model, right click, you can go back to space selection mode. Okay, come back here. Select this space, delete. Select other piece, you can space. Sorry, let me show you something. So for the window, I don't want you to originate it. If you didn't it, and when you extrude, this will be a 4. Does that make sense? So we only want the subdivision, but we don't want to designate it. And also here, one short done. So I can show you. Small. Okay, so I think now it's here. So here we have door open, and for the window, as I said, I don't want it to mix because the window, once you have all the physics, add in that, add into it. going up. So we want this to line. Yeah. Yeah. And then later we can add something here so we can see it over the window. Next, so now tell me how high you want the window. You want yeah. And then you have to right click on your model and switch it to ultimate. And then there we go. And then don't take it because we need one more. So here's for the door. As I said, for the door, we still want here to be full, right? The top, we want it to be closed. You will have one more here. That keeps you safe. And then you want to go back to the quick selection mode and switch image. Which is on both sides, right? For the window. So here's one window, here's another window, here's two windows. And if you leave it back somewhere, here's the window, so here and here. We want to make a vision. Okay. Yeah, you know what? It's because sure. It's because this guy is kind of long. So because this guy, because that guy, we cannot select. So I don't move it down. But as I move it down, it doesn't change anything on the top view because it's top view. Right? So that's how I. Now you can jump along. That looks great. Yeah. So do we have any questions for this one? So first I want to change. So yeah, that's what I want to show. So see, when writing, it always shows this stuff. You know why? Is because the image plane is allowing. So I noticed is on other students computer. So yeah, I'm gonna move it down. So move it down all the way down. It doesn't affect anything on the top view. But by doing that, now I don't have any color. All right, guys. I noticed one thing I want to highlight here. So, you know, we have an image plan on the bottom here, right? So I noticed that several students had an issue to switch to different selection mode. You know what? The reason is because we have our image plan layered out here. So sometimes it's kind of annoying and your computer don't know exactly what you want to select. It thought you want to right click on the image plane instead of the actual model. So my recommendation is select the image plane and move it down further, right? So as you move it down all the way down away from the house, it will not affect anything from the top view because top view is just a top view. It doesn't have any perspective. So even though you have moved it down, it doesn't affect anything, but it will help you a lot when you are working on your model. So now you can see that when I'm selecting different thing on my model, I don't have any issue with that. Okay, so just a very simple fix. Move down your image plane far away from your model. Okay. So now you can. Yes. So here's the thing. First I want this image, this plane to be a little bigger. Okay. There's a few settings I want to do. First I press 40, so 40 can see through the model. And another thing is I want to go to show and turn off the grid. You can turn off anything here, but grid is the keyboard grid, so turn off, grid is not showing up. And then you're going to put a shift right click on the model, and then you'll have to use the interactive tool, And for this tool, if you want it to work, you will have to click on the edge. If you click any place in the center, it doesn't work. You will have to insert the edge down another edge, so you'll have to click on that. And you'll have to click add it here to add a first one. So now you will add more items based on the software, and then later you can see it. So for yours, here, let me show you something. So here is supposed to be a window. So when I was cutting the edges, I don't delete the face because when I extrude, I don't have it, but it's fine. So now, even though you have deleted face, so we can still get it back. So what I would do is, let me select the button in object mode. See, right now, it doesn't allow me to select object mode, is because that's what I just mentioned here. So easy fix is you just yeah, because the image plane is kind of allowing, so you have to select the image plane, move it down all the way down. As I said, it doesn't affect you here from the top. It doesn't affect anything, but you'll need your selection much easier, right? And then you can go to insert echo and you can see that because you have separate all of that, right? So what I would do is now, so now I'm going to object. So now as I'm going to interact with tool, I'm going to go to settings. And then I come to equally divide them. So I'm going to do it this way. So divide them by 2. That will make sure everywhere as I click, it will be at the same height. Does that make sense? So that will make me to view the window. And here as well. And here. Okay. So now we just added the 2K. So you can go to top view, side view here, vertices. And here are the tabs that we have added. You can move it up or move it down, depends on where you want the window to be located. And okay, and what you will have to do next is, here's supposed to be a window, right? Here, yes, it's supposed to be a window. So what you can do is, the fix selection mode, delete on this side, delete the fix on this side, and then here as well. Okay, faces on both sides, highlight and great. All right, guys, if you don't have any questions, you're good to go. Make sure you get a chance to practice what I taught in the video, right? So now I close it down. So this is the window, and you can do that same thing for that.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's how I connect them back.
Yeah.
It will be great if you could save your file, save your progress if you want to come back and work on it later. Okay? So if you want to come back and you can save this file and copy it to your flash drive so you can keep working on it. Looks like okay. I think you did make it. Okay, and you actually made it a center attach. Does that make sense? Yeah, that's what one fix it, the one I will just delete. It will take you a long time to fix it. Yeah, delete it will be much easier. You know the mask. If you want. Yeah, it can be fast. Yeah, so as I said, all the things happen maybe just because you have submitted. And he took it quick. And then with this add to again, and then you can move it out. And then it goes down. Why is it okay? Yeah, so it can be either you actually maybe the edges or you can freeze the edges. But it could be easier. And then look it down here. So kind of switch between edges selection mode, faces selection mode, and vertices. So it will give a lot of options. So yeah, so this is the book. And I would recommend you to see the progress file, copy the progress file, and work on it.